citizens, a voice in current political, economic, social, and cultural issues with an empowering, sustainable, and restorative language.
Everybody's got a little light under the sun, under the sun, under the sun.
As we enter our third year, we are delighted that KBLA Talk 1580 consistently emerges as the talk station of choice for African American listeners. In a vigorous public opinion research study, the 2023 African American Media Issue Survey finds that for the second consecutive year, KBLA Talk 1580 remains the most trusted, credible, and reliable media source in Southern California for African Americans and beyond. Furthermore, 80% of those surveyed agree that outlets like KBLA Talk 1580 provide honest and authentic content about the issues most important to the Black community directly from Black journalists who understand the issues that need to be addressed. At KBLA Talk 1580, we remain committed to curating conversations that matter to you. Thank you for your continued support. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. The station that sounds like the city looks.
You ready?
It's the queen of royal badness.
It's time for the Rob Report with Robin Ayers.
Highlighting people and things you should know about.
Robin's got you covered. Follow Robin at Robin Ayers. You're listening to the Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Robin's got a lot to talk about.
Sexy mother, you're the baddest one. Gave you all my love, that's been that enough. We should get away somewhere and run it up. I'm trying to fall in love. Need you to bring all of your friends and let's get up. I know you ain't been touched enough.
Well, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580, where we bring you the latest in entertainment news, trending topics, and interviews. I'm your host, Robin Ayers, with you Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. on that ride home. I know there's traffic, and I know it's hot. If you are in LA, and I don't know wherever you are, I'm sure that weather is creeping up. That climate change is no joke. Out here, it's reaching 110-ish, so it's definitely, you definitely got to try to cool down wherever you can. So wherever you are, I hope that you are chill. I hope that you are cool and having a great Thursday. I know I am. The weekend is coming up. I'm feeling it. I'm liking it. I'm liking everything about that. I'm also liking everything about this particular topic that we have today. And we do have an interview scheduled for you today as well, which I'm very excited about. And I will let you know at the bottom of the hour, we're going to have Mashonda Tifrere. Now, you all know Mashonda. If you've been listening for a while, she was here at KBLA before. And she is just an amazing woman. She's an artist musically, but she also is a curator of art, Black art. I love it. We'll talk more about that, obviously, when we have her on at the bottom of the hour. So you want to make sure that you stay tuned for that. And while you are at it, though, if you are listening on our YouTube channel or if you're listening on the app, you have the option of going over to our all of our socials, following us there, KBLA 1580. Follow me too at Robin Ayers. I don't know how many times I've got to say that. I probably don't. You guys are probably already following me, and I truly appreciate that. But definitely feel free to engage with me as well, because I talk back. We have great conversations, you and I. We have a great show lined up and a great contributor whom I love to talk to all the time. But let's go ahead and break down what the Rob Report is, Andy, because why not?
Now it's time for a breakdown.
Well, if you've seen the flyer, I love this. I love this a lot. Boston Celtics player Jaylen Brown, he wants to bring back Wall Street. Black Wall Street, by the way. We'll tell you why and if he's able to do that, how he can lead it, how he can establish it. Of course, I love the idea. Do you love the idea? Do you think it's possible? We're going to break that down on the other side with our entertainment contributor, as well as and we're going to talk about a brief update, something that we talked about yesterday. I brought during the show. We announced that, or it was revealed that Miss Tina Knowles Lawson filed for divorce. She has spoken out. We're going to get our contributor to give her thoughts on this as well. If you guys want to chime in, again, make sure you call 1-800-920-1580 so you could talk about this Black Wallstreet. And if you are interested in it, if you have any ideas about it, go ahead and do that on the other side. You are listening to The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Denzel Whitaker, and I'm on The Raw Report.
You're inside The Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Need a fresh start? LADWP income qualified customers can get up to $15,000 tax-free to pay overdue water utility bills with the Low Income Household Water Assistance Program. Benefit amounts may vary and will not impact other benefits. Visit ladwp.com/cares and apply today. That's ladwp.com/cares.
MVP's bonus days are back at Lowe's. Find special savings on top brands like DeWalt. Right now, save $60 when you buy a DeWalt impact driver or drill for just $99 each. Plus, MVP's Pro Rewards members will earn 3 times the bonus points when shopping the Pro Zone. Shop in-store and online today. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. DeWalt offer valid 7/17 through 8/2. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. Valid through 7/28. Subject to change.
If this were a Reese's TV ad, you'd be staring at a Reese's peanut butter cup. And sure, my voice is peanut buttery smooth, but still, you need to see the peanut butter cups, right? No? I can really just say Reese's and you'll go get some? Okay, Reese's. 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 Really working, actually. Reese's. Reese's. I'm on to something. Reese's. Reese's. Reese's.
To my hometown, my community. Some of you have known me my whole life. Do you notice anything different about the kids in the neighborhood? Ever paid attention? You might start with gifts, money, attention. These are signs. Child trafficking is happening right here in this town. So don't just watch through the window. Pay attention. Because the more we know, the more we'll all know to say no. Learn the signs to look for and how to help at no-to-say-no.com.
I'm James Alexander, a proud member of AARP. 1967, I was 17. That spring, my friends, the Barcades, and I made Soulfinger. It was a hit. Number 3 on the charts. That summer, we became the great Otis Redding's band. First gig, the famed Apollo. That fall, we toured. That winter found me in a morgue identifying the bodies of my bandmates and Otis Redding. My music and their memories bring me joy. The Barcades, forever.
What would you call a joy that is as solemn as it is sweet and knows no bounds? A joy that's beautifully rooted in soul and resilience. This is Black Joy, a joy that reflects pride and honor despite every challenge. AARP believes the power of Black joy is limitless, and we celebrate this joy supreme. Join us in celebrating Black joy at aarp.org/blackcommunity.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news. You're inside The Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Well, you know it's Thursday. You know what that means. That means that Cheyenne Corinne is on the line with us, joining The Raw Report. Hello to you, Cheyenne.
Hi, Robin.
I wish I can record that each and every time you call, because you say it the same way, and I could put like a little collage together just for you. Hi, Robin. Hi, Robin. Hi, Robin. It'll be super
cute. I feel
cute.
like that's such a news reporter thing, is that we like say like hello and like sign off the same way. It's just like a thing.
Yeah, you know, that makes sense. Speaking of news reporter, I did see you out there getting your soccer playing on while you were reporting. Wowee, yes, that is amazing.
I had to show the world what I'm working with. You know, the Women's World Cup is on. Had to, do a little razzle dazzle.
I love the razzle dazzle. Well, like I mentioned before, we do have a nice little show lined up for you. It's not little. Nothing about the show, nothing about the Raw Report with Robin Ayers is a little thing, but a great topic because I just feel like this one is very necessary. Something that I wanted to bring into into conversation to really discuss here. Now, as you all know or may not know, and I'll be the first to admit, I am not necessarily the sports girl. I don't follow a lot of the players like that, but I do follow this particular situation, which is Jaylen Brown, who recently signed an NBA contract. I mean, it's the biggest contract in NBA history. And first of all, congratulations to him, Andy. Can we give him a shout out and a congratulations? Yes. That is necessary because that's a big deal. That is a very big deal. And he was recently in a press conference where someone was asking him what he wanted to do with his, with basically his money. How do you want to spend that money? And Jaylen, do we have that clip? Let's go ahead and play what he said so that we can give you guys the background to this conversation. Let's listen to it.
Then what do you plan to do with the generational wealth? I mean, what do you plan to do off and on the floor with this new contract?
Well, that's a great question. I want to launch a project to bring Black Wallstreet here to Boston. I want to attack the wealth disparity here. I think there's analytics that supports that, stimulating the wealth gap could actually be something that could be betterment for the entire economy. With the biggest financial deal in NBA history, it makes sense to talk about, one, your investment in community, but two, also, the wealth disparity here that nobody wants to talk about. It's top 5 in the U.S. It's something that we can all improve on. It's unsettling. And I think through my platform, through influential partners, through selected leaders, government officials, a lot who are in this room, that we can come together and create new jobs, new resources, new businesses, new ideas that could, highlight minorities, but also stimulate the economy and the wealth gap at the same time. I think that could be a mix of commercial entities.
Okay. First of all, how hyped did that get you, Cheyenne? Because it got me pretty hyped. It got me hyped. Tell me what you think about this.
Me hyped.
It did get you hyped. Okay, and it should. I think for anybody, especially if you are Black, knowing our history, especially if you are interested in something like this and you're interested in community and building, it should get all of us hyped. Give me your thoughts on this, and if you even think that it's possible, because I know there has been a lot of talk about building another Black Wall Street. Several people have tried. Several people have gotten their hands into that sort of conversation, really. And he's talking about it. I'm sure he has the ability and resources to maybe do something like that. Give me your thoughts on this, though, Cheyenne.
I think it's great because when I was on Twitter today, I saw a lot of sports journalists talking about this. And I think that it was just an opportunity for him to really shine a light on something else. And I think that Black Wall Street is something, I was going to say I don't know why, but this is something that I feel like a lot of people don't know about and isn't always taught in history, which is, strange because it's one of the worst, really terrorist racial attacks that have ever happened. So I think that it's great. I think that we do absolutely need to rebuild Black Wall Street now more than ever. I mean, just look at what's going on in this country with this economy, the state of racial affairs in this country. So I'm just glad that he was able to use his platform to, say this. And I think that, although many of us maybe weren't taught about it, I think that people, like him can also educate, if a young person is listening, and then they may now, hey, go look up, what is Black Wall Street? And I think that those conversations, are important.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% important. Marcus Atkins, he says he is definitely a unicorn as far as rookies and the usual pat answers to what athletes usually say. I agree. I mean, I was taken aback, really. I really wasn't expecting that. This almost feels like something that Jaylen Brown had already thought about. He was already I kind of say this thing. I say live there before you live there. And what I mean is live there in your mind before you're actually there in real life. And I believe we could do this just in general with everybody in your own life. I believe Jaylen Brown has really lived this before in his mind. He thought about that once he strikes it rich, or he has more than enough to establish a Black Wall Street. I believe that this is something he's been preparing for. So do I think it's possible? Absolutely. Andy, did you want to go ahead and?
Just to correct a couple things. He's not a rookie. He's been in the league for some years now.
Okay.
Hence the reason why he was able to even get this type
That's
of contract.
True. Yes.
And to your point, Robin, Jaylen Brown has been pretty much woke. Pretty much his whole career. I'm gonna go ahead and say his whole life. I remember when the George Floyd situation happened. He's from ATL. He was one of the individuals who kind of led a march, in his community. So he's definitely woke. He's definitely about his community. So I'm actually not surprised that. I am surprised, but I'm not surprised at the same time that this is what he wants to do with his money.
Absolutely. Well, shout out to him. And I think that that's fantastic. If that's, in fact, what you say is correct, Andy, that he's been like this his whole entire life. And Cheyenne, to your point, I do think it's interesting that this is what we learn about in school. Black students, what we tend to learn about are the enslaved people who were here. This is our Black history. But there were so many established Black Wall Streets, quote unquote, right? I mean, there were we had one particular Black Wall Street in Tulsa, but I'm saying there were other regions, other states who had cities that were really established by Black Street. I'll tell you one in particular that really I hadn't known about, and it didn't, I was informed by Lorenz Tate. I actually had done an interview with Lorenz Tate, actor extraordinaire, we would say, especially in our culture. But he had done a podcast, and it was more of a series where basically what it felt like is what you would listen to was a real live series. The only thing is that you weren't watching it. So how we'll describe it is, imagine you turned the TV on and you're watching a series on TV, but you turn your back to do something else. But you hear everything. You hear the sound effects. You hear, dialogue. You hear a whole show. That is, in essence, what this particular series was about, and it was called Bronzeville. And Lorenz Tate completely opened my mind to what Bronzeville actually was. And Bronzeville wasn't the only one. That was in Chicago, where he's from. But once you listen, because I actually did take a listen to, it was an incredible series, by the way. And if I'm not mistaken, they have a first season and second season. And if I'm not mistaken, they'll go into a third. But
I need to watch this.
You need to listen to it, because again, it's only audible. You can only, I'm sure you can pull it up on iTunes, and it's a really highly rated show starring Lorenz Tate and Lawrence Fishburne. And you had some really incredible talent that was in this show, and they walked you through. You literally thought that you were listening to like a movie or a television show, and you got all the great background information on what Bronzeville was, how it was established. It was just incredible. But things like that, unfortunately, our people don't know about. We don't know about it. I do want to go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to get to.
And I just wish that I think that it's great, but I know that there's a lot of pushback when you start talking about this. Like, first of all, I think that we really need to cover him, because sometimes when you come out and you start speaking about certain issues, I know it's a different league, but, we saw what happened to Kaepernick, and I think that that's a reason why sometimes a lot of players may not speak up. And, they're not activists, they're ball players. This isn't their job, but I do think it's an extra added bonus when we do see them, talk about some of this stuff.
You literally hit the nail on the head, and is exactly what Fahima Sek is saying in our YouTube chat. She says she doesn't think that he should have shown his hand, because she says he should have just did what he was going to do. And there are forces that would try to stop his efforts. And it's so interesting that you both bring that point up, because when I heard it, as happy as I was to hear it, I'm thinking no, the powers that be and those people and the higher ups are not going to want to hear you say that. And unfortunately, that's the truth with so many of us. You know, you think that it puts you in a great position to be not even idolized. I don't think that that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to be informative. He's trying to share the good. He's trying to, you know, empower us and galvanize our people. But unfortunately, that big of a statement to say, I want to bring back a Black Wall Street to Boston. My gosh, like that's no easy thing. And so again, the powers that be, I'm just not sure that he's going to do that with ease, I'll say. Pretty Brown Mimi says Rosewood, Florida is another Black Wall Street similar to Tulsa and many more. Terry Tari says Mimi she's asking if Rosewood is near Jackson, Florida. I'll tell you, Bronzeville in Chicago, Haiti in Durham, North Carolina, Sweet Auburn in Atlanta, which I had never heard about, West 9th Street in Little Rock, Arkansas, and Ferris Street in Jackson, Mississippi. So I don't know if Ferris Street is what you were talking about with Rosewood, but again, there are several. They just hadn't made it to the magnitude of what Tulsa was for Black Wall Street, because believe it or not, this is 100 years. It's been 100 years. I was in the 20s that happened, and it's about time that we did something, brought it back, so to speak. And I'll tell you what, I don't know if you knew this, Cheyenne. I certainly didn't know, but I was doing some research on it to see if anybody had really tried to establish another Black Wall Street. And there's a gentleman by the name of Kyle Davis who wrote a book, and it's called How to Build a New Black Wall Street. And it's a whole, it's very interesting because it seems like he's already figured out this it's not an algorithm, but it's a format. Basically, it's a formula for everybody to win. How all these different organizations and companies would have stock in each other's companies, and it's very interesting. It's published. You can go find that on Amazon if you're interested. And if there's anybody who's gonna do it, though, I feel like Jaylen Brown shouldn't be out there on his own.
I feel like Jaylen Brown, you know, it's not a one person type of job. And not only that, like destroying Black Wall Street, that didn't just destroy Black Wall Street, that destroyed generational wealth. You know, so a lot of us are starting from such a lower position than we would have been if Black Wall Street was still established. You know, and I think that that's a part of, you know, why the system is made the way that it is made or created, is to keep, you know, certain people down. And that's the unfortunate part, is that it would be so much easier for us if we had that generational wealth from that Black Wall Street. And instead, you know, we have, you know, like Jaylen Brown, he has the money, but there's so much more that goes into it. You know, there's so much knowledge that gets passed down. Wealth is very different, you know, than being rich. So, you know, I think that we definitely are going to need like all hands on deck to make this happen, you know, rather than just having the capital, rather than just having the money. I think it's a lot more complex.
I agree with that. C. Porter made a very interesting statement over here in YouTube, saying he was surely hoping activist Jaylen wouldn't stay in racist Boston. They don't deserve him. That's an interesting point. I also wanted to say and get your thoughts on this. We often talk about how before segregation and all of that, what happens now? Just okay. Let me rephrase this. When you think about how entertainers and actors and well-off people, you know, business people, how they've come to amass a certain amount of success. And so much of our history is they've tried to hold Black people back from what we couldn't do. And I think that what Black people strive for is saying we can do anything. You can't hold us back. We can go anywhere in the world. We can build anywhere in the world. So if that's the case, why do you think it's possible, Cheyenne, for us to say we're gonna bring this back in. We're going to narrow this back down into our own community rather than go out abroad and put our money out there all around the country, because we're everywhere. We're not centralized or localized in one particular person's or place rather. So do you think it's possible to bring the reins in again to make us all come back together as a community and stay within our community and spend dollars within our own community, when so much of our history has been you can't go out amongst the white people, you can't go out and do what you think you can do? Give me your thoughts in 30 seconds.
I hate to, some people call me a pessimist, but I would say that I'm a realist. I think we got to really get our orders in our affairs in order before we do that. I think we have to all get on one page and one accord first. And I think that that's really going to be one of our biggest battles, obviously, aside from the institution, trying to, completely ruin what we're trying to build. But I just think that, every day I'm on social media, I'm seeing these arguments within our own community, arguing about the most simple things, Black women, Black men arguing all day. And I just think that, it's going to be very difficult for us to build anything if we don't get on the same page.
Yeah.
And I think that we really need to get back to a time to where, we have, morals, values, that align with one another, or at least just find a common ground of agree to disagree on some very, very crucial things, because we are stronger together. That's why slavery tried to separate us. So I just think that it is possible, but I think we really need to put our heads together, and I think that we all as one need to really recognize who is the real enemy and that it's not each other. So I do think that it is possible, but we gotta get our stuff in order. We can't be arguing every week about who's doing what in a household.
You are right about that. Listen, Cheyenne, it's always great to talk with you. Thank you so much for joining the Raw Report, and I'm sure we will have you on again very, very soon. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Yeah, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay,
right,
take care.
Too. Bye.
When we come forward, we have got Mashonda, who we're going to have a great conversation with. And I'm going to get to this poll. We're going to talk about the poll on the other side as well, asking about Black Wall Street. And we're going to talk some art and all of those things. But right now, news, traffic, and sports. You are listening to The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl, BB, and you're listening to me on The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of The Raw Report with Robin Ayers when we come forward.
I'm Doug Davis, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Members of the Congressional Black Caucus say Black Americans are under attack. Speaking on Thursday, the group argued efforts from Republicans are assaulting their rights. Chairman of the CBC and Nevada Democratic Congressman Stephen Horsford said at a press event that despite it all, we are not victims and we are not powerless. The NAACP's National Convention kicked off yesterday at the Boston Convention and Exhibition Center. More than 6,000 delegates are expected to attend workshops and panel discussions on a wide variety of issues. Notable among numerous speakers include Vice President Kamala Harris. The fentanyl crisis is reaching new heights in Chicago, Illinois this year. Cook County is coming off a record-breaking year for opioid overdose deaths. And that is the latest. I'm Doug Davis from the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
In Anaheim Hills on the 91 eastbound just past the 241, got a crash making its way over to the right shoulder, and in the backup on the 91 eastbound before the 241, got another wreck moving into the center divider area. Overall, 91 eastbound, you're on the brakes from the 57. It's also causing a big slowdown on that 241 northbound as you make your way onto the 91. And in South Almonte on the 60 eastbound of Peck Road, got a crash clearing.
JP Morgan Chase is building on the investments in California to help close the racial wealth gap and build a more equitable future. Visit jpmorganchase.com/racial equity and get the tools to help reach your financial goals.
Staples has great prices on back-to-school essentials. And right now you can save an additional $10 on your in-store purchase of $50 or more. At Staples, school savings are always in session. Ends July 29th. Exclusions apply. School on, save on at Staples.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
LeBron James' son Bronny was released from Cedars-Sinai Medical Center Thursday afternoon around 1 p.m. and allowed to return home. Bronny's release comes 3 days after he suffered a cardiac arrest on Monday while practicing with the USC basketball team. Dr. Mariji Chukwumerji, the cardiologist who supervised Bronny's treatment, issued the following statement after Bronny's release. Thanks to the swift and effective response by the USC Athletics medical staff, Bronny James was successfully treated for a sudden cardiac arrest. Mr. James was cared for promptly by highly trained staff. Although his workup will be ongoing, we are hopeful for his continued progress and are encouraged by his response, resilience, and his family and community support. End quote. No word yet on if and when Bronny will be able to resume basketball activities. Stay with us for the latest on Bronny James. No debates, no speculation. Just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Gotta stay fresh, my house shot with a rest bar,
Have you visited us online for the grand opening of KBLA.store? For the best in new merch, gift ideas, books, media, and more, log on to KBLA.store. Be sure to check out our KBLA team favorites at KBLA.store today. That's KBLA.store for all the official merch on your favorite talk radio station, KBLA Talk 1580.
Extreme heat can make you very sick and can be deadly. For Californians 65 and over, it's important to have a plan. Ask your healthcare provider if your medications affect your ability to cool down. Know the signs of heat illness and stroke, as well as the location of your nearest cooling center or air-conditioned space. And if you have loved ones over 65, be sure to check in on them on hot days. Learn how to stay safer from extreme heat at heatreadyca.com. Brought to you by the state of California.
I can't wait for what's next, even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, the Pixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist-prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines, such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com. or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Dominique DePrima here. Having a good credit score is one critical step to obtain a loan to buy a home. But did you know that your credit score is just one factor in getting a mortgage loan? Think about this. Lenders also consider your income, your employment history, current monthly debts, the size of the loan, and the amount of your down payment. Whatever your financial goals, U.S. Bank Access Commitment Initiatives support you in reaching them. Access your personal financial goals at usbank.com/access. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. Keeping you informed about what's really going on. Who's got next? And what not to miss in entertainment. You're listening to the Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome right back into the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. All right, I told you, I am so excited to talk to this Beautiful, beautiful woman here. She is no stranger to KBLA 1580. And here to discuss her Art Genesis 100 Days of Summer art exhibition. She's incredible in her own right as an artist. She's got a beautiful voice, but this is not why she's here. She's calling in to talk to us through her companies, Art Genesis and Art Lead Her. Mashonda has shown more than 200 artists and is building a sustainable marketplace for entrepreneurial, emerging, and established artists. I am so happy to have you back on this show. Mashonda, how are you, beautiful?
I'm good. How are you? So good to be back.
Oh, yeah. I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for asking. I have to, number one, give you specifically you a shout out because it was you who opened my eyes to the importance of Black artists and the importance of supporting Black art. And I just did not know that there was this entire world of beauty and luxury and camaraderie even, because there's a community, there are multiple communities, people who really believe in art. And so I have to thank you for that, because I showed up at your exhibit last year and I was like, come on, Mashonda, this is how you do it. This is very, very nice. So I'm sure you are doing the same thing with your month-long art show here. Tell us all about it, Mashonda.
Well, 100 Days of Summer. It's open to the public. It's completely free. I'm presenting the exhibition in Silver Lake. So the address is 3110 West Sunset Boulevard, and we are open Tuesdays to Saturdays from 1 to 6 p.m. And I'm showing 8 incredible artists from all over the world. One artist is from Nigeria. We have artists from the East Coast, the West Coast, and it's just a vibrant display of summer, and what summer feels like and what summer means to all of us.
Okay, that speaks to my soul, because when you start talking about what something feels like, that means something, and I love that you can actually even describe it that way. Let me ask you, Mashonda, you're the one who is it your sole decision to curate these particular artists and the pieces that they show in the exhibition?
Yes, absolutely. So I take my time out and I pick the artists that I feel would align the best with the theme, and also who I feel would go well with each other on the wall, So it's like creating a story. So you can't just throw anybody out there. You really have to take your time and make sure that it makes sense visually, also emotionally.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have to say, I think that describes it perfectly. Obviously, you would know. But when I walked in last year, the storytelling and everything I even found it hard to distinguish. Not hard, let me just say, every artist is different. Every artist is unique in their own right. But the synergy, I'll say, and the storytelling, you're right about that. I was like, whoa, look at how all this flows together. So it's interesting that you describe the way that you curate it. So the theme right now is 100 Days of Summer. Is there always going to be a theme every time? Because I'm assuming you're going to bring this back. At least I'm hoping each year.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is my summer exhibition. This is my third summer doing it here in LA. And of course, I'm going to bring it back every year. It's going to get bigger and stronger. And I don't see it ending at any time soon. The community needs it. The artists need it. The youth needs it. It's for the culture, So I'm always finding ways to create opportunities for creatives to get their work out there and tell their stories, so that we as people, as Black people, we can build our storyline the way that we want to share it and have it historically, represented.
Is it, maybe you can speak to this. I'm asking you to step into the artist's shoes for just a second. I'm assuming that it's equally just as important for artists to get their name out there? I mean, of course, they want to be supported. They want their art. They want to sell, across the world, I'm sure. But as an artist, is it equally important just to say, I want people to know my name and what I'm known for, the style of art that I'm known for? Is that, would you say that is true?
Yeah, I think that that's the goal for artists that consider themselves fine artists, that are in galleries and ultimately museums. The goal is for them to be a household name like Basquiat or Keith Haring. These are Picasso. These are people that we know because their stories have been shared for decades. And in our youth up until now, most of us can pinpoint, a Picasso or a Basquiat painting. So I think for every artist, emerging artist, the goal is to create numerous bodies of work and have those works placed all over the world in galleries and in museums and in collectors' homes to pretty much establish themselves in that way. So, it shouldn't be their driving force, because I think the driving force for any artist is just to fulfill the passion, and that means that they just need to create and release. Even if it's music, if you're an author, if you're a chef, you want to create something and you want to give it to the world. That's the number one passion. But ultimately, I think we all want to be known and appreciated for what we're doing as artists.
I totally agree with that. Last year, once again, and I'm only continuing to reference it because it filled me up, Mashonda. It definitely filled me up.
Well, you have to come this year.
You
girl.
know I am.
You gotta come
I
see
am.
the new show. Yeah.
Oh, I absolutely will. And so we know that you've already opened. You had the grand opening just on the 26th, if I'm not mistaken, 26th through August 5th. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm so excited because I'm gonna step up in there right now. I hope I catch you. And what I want to ask is, I know we got to get you out of here, but lastly, last year you had just an amazing panel that was able to sit there and discuss art and the importance of it, and I learned so much. Do you have anything on the books this year that we can look forward to?
I do. I have a talk on the 5th of August, and the topic is the essentials of navigating the art world. So last year we did something with collectors. This year we're going to have artists on panel. We're going to have a gallerist on panel. We're going to have a big collector in LA on panel, and everyone will share their perspective on how they navigate the art world as a collector, as an artist, and as a gallerist. So it's going to be really, really fun.
I can't tell you the chills that I have on my arms. I have goosebumps. That makes me so happy.
So make sure you get on that list.
Exactly. I'll have my people talk to your people, and I got to get in there somehow, right? Definitely, we appreciate you so much. And speaking of artistry, your project that you dropped last year as well, you are just so talented and so beautiful. Your voice is just so relaxing, and it's incredible what you've done in your own artistry. Can we look forward to any more music in the future from you, Mashonda?
Absolutely. I've discovered a new team of producers and writers in LA. I'm so excited to work with them. One of them is actually a visual artist that I'm presenting this year for 100 Days of Summer. Her name is Natalie Lauren, and you guys can put her in the Apple or any of your streaming platforms and find her music. She's incredible. She's also an incredible painter. So I'm excited to work with her and get some new music done.
Oh, my goodness. Now, Mashonda done came up in here and dropped the mic on us, you guys. Make sure that you go ahead and check out 100 Days of Summer. I'll definitely, we'll mention the address again, but I'm going to put that over in our YouTube chat for you guys to see if you're here in LA. You got to get there before August 5th, which is going to be, I'm looking for that very dynamic talk that you're going to have. So truly, truly appreciate you, Mashonda. Keep killing the game and keep blessing us with all that you do. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your night.
You too, love. Bye.
Ooh, that fills me up. That fills me up. That fills me up. Definitely want to shout out to Mashonda. We thank you so much, and we also want to thank you to Billy Johnson as well. Yeah, this is really exciting, you guys. As I mentioned before, I went ahead and checked out this exhibition last year, and I'm not just saying this, I was blown away, and I love to be taught. I love to be educated, especially about our people, and especially about our people who are thriving, emerging. And as you all know that, I love to put on our Who's Got Next. And these people are emerging artists as well. So something that I love, and it's absolutely, I can vouch for this and say you do not want to miss 100 Days of Summer. This exhibition is at 3110 West Sunset Boulevard. And I'm excited about that. So when we come forward, we have got your Who's Got Next and what not to miss on the other side. You are listening to The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Stay there.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Eric Bellinger hanging out right here with my family at The Raw Report. Keep it locked.
You're inside The Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
The Youth Forward organization calls for a cannabis candy ban for products they say target children. I'm Maisha Cairo with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you by CaliforniaBlackMedia.org. Mid-July, a coalition of groups committed to raising awareness about cannabis products that look like candy called on Governor Newsom to enact a cannabis candy ban. Youth Forward, an organization working to shape cannabis policy, is leading the charge with a petition to direct tax revenues from marijuana into youth and community reinvestment programs. The Cannabis Candy Child Safety Act, Assembly Bill 1207, passed the Assembly with a 61-0 vote in May. The bill aims to prevent children from consuming cannabis products by regulating packaging and advertising. It is currently under review in the Senate Appropriations Committee. KBLA listeners, what are your thoughts on this one? Let us know on our social platforms on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
The rent is too damn high. KBLA joins you in calling for affordable housing. The LA Tenants Union is a diverse, tenant-led movement fighting for the human right to housing for all. The LA Tenants Union demands safe, affordable housing and union rent control. They organize against landlord harassment, mass evictions, and displacement, and mobilize for the repeal of the Ellis Act and Costa-Hawkins Act. The LA Tenants Union is on a mission to strengthen tenants' political power through education, advocacy, and direct action. To get help with your eviction or other landlord-tenant issues, take action for justice, or become a member, visit latenantsunion.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news. You're inside The Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
I love our people. I just love us. I really do. I love us, and I love you all who are always tuned into KBLA 1580. Specifically, I'm talking about the Raw Report because you guys really care. You're always engaging. You guys really have great ideas and all the things, and you're always just really incredible. So I truly appreciate all of you. Make sure that you check out the 100 Days of Summer exhibition happening again here in Silver Lake. That's 3110 West Sunset Boulevard. And I'm going to mention it again before the end of the show, just because I really need y'all to go and show up and support and just learn. Learn more than anything. Learn, go there, support. It will be fantastic. All right, let's go ahead and get to our Who's Got Next. Let's go ahead and drop them, Mandy.
There was something about your love, yeah. The type that left my soul there. The type that left to nowhere. And you're still here with the old where my heart used to be. When I'm bleeding out for you, will you sew me up and let me go? When I'm reaching out for you, will you turn around and let me know everything I want to hear? When I said I would ride, I didn't mean I'd ride for you. But I ride for you. When I said I would die, I never said I cared for you. But the only thing that's true, that I'm still in love with you. Every time I think I really miss you, like for instance, I remember all my exes used to send me dirty pictures of some clout. Yeah. Now I got you calling to delete them or retreat them, but you reaching, we agreed I never leak them. Damn, I'm tweaking, cause I think there's somewhere hidden, somewhere distant, somewhere missing, somewhere missing in the clouds. But it's all above me now, where my heart used to be. When I'm reaching out for you, will you turn around and let me know everything I wanna hear? When I said I would ride, I didn't mean I'd ride for you, but I ride for you. When I
Yes, yes, yes. That is Ben Official, Ride For You. Ben Official. I like the way that sounds, but it's Ben, B-E-N, official, but it sounds like I've been official. You see? You get the play on words? Yeah. Beneficial, Ride For You. Okay. I put over in our YouTube poll, should Jaylen Brown establish another Black Wallstreet? I don't know why, but somebody said no. Maybe, I don't know. I'd love an explanation behind that. 93% of you said yes, of course. Very interesting, though. We'll see if he's able to do that. We'll see if he, again, so many of us have now talked about the fact that maybe he shouldn't have shown his entire hand. We don't know. We'll see what happens with that, and if he's going somewhere, because I do believe that if you are starting to run, sort of like Forrest Gump, if you just start running, other people start watching you from afar, and they all of a sudden they want to follow the leader. They want to jump on board. So if Jaylen Brown can somehow find himself leading and just jumping in there, maybe people will jump in there and collaborate with him.
I think he led by just showing his hand.
That's how he led?
That's how, I mean, this is the beginning of his leadership.
Sure.
I mean, I think he's definitely inspired us to maybe even support at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's pros and cons to everything, and I do understand, the sentiments about, he shouldn't have showed his hand, but at the same time, I think him doing it, it's giving it inspiration. I think, quite frankly, some of his NBA brothers may definitely be down to support him as well.
All right, I hear that. Again, I want to thank Mashonda for coming on into the Raw Report again to talk about her exhibition 100 Days of Summer. I see your question. Deborah Chakoa, she's asking if she was the one who put on Basquiat's exhibition that was in New York. What she did do was one of the same panel that I talked about where she had last year was with the sister of Jean-Michel Basquiat, and her name is Lisanne Basquiat. She was there. That's how I even learned about going over to New York to see that entire really incredible exhibition. By the way, Basquiat is still showing here in LA, so there's plenty of art that you can see and support. So make sure that you go check that out. And thank you again, Billy. Thank you, Billy Johnson Jr. We see you. I appreciate you. And I think it's so important. Steve Porter says, support Black arts. I'm telling you, not only support, but so many of us, how do I say? We just need to look for opportunities to learn more. And I think that if we can, I'm not talking about you all because I just gave y'all props. The people who are listening, you guys are so engaged and you're so open to learning. But if we can help our community, whether that's telling other people about it, someone who you think may not know about arts, anything in the arts, music, whatever it is, letting them know, inviting them out to places, and then you yourself taking the initiative to go out and support. It doesn't have to be purchasing all the time if you're not in the position to do that. That's fine, but just go out and support and learn. So yeah, I think that's very, very important. Truly appreciate you guys. I appreciate Cheyenne Corinne for calling in today as our contributor, and we had a really great fast, but it was a quick conversation, but it was still a great conversation nonetheless. Truly appreciate all of you. And by the way, obviously, what I don't want you to miss is, once again, the 100 Days of Summer. Make sure that you are following these incredible companies. Are Art Genesis and Art Lead Her. And Art Genesis. Make sure that you follow those pages to learn more about the expositions that she's doing. I appreciate you guys. My name is Robin Ayers, and remember, today and every day forward to be a blessing.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Doug Davis, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. No decisions are expected today from a grand jury in the investigation into former President Trump's efforts to